Hello, everyone. We are back as we. Whew, I just have to be honest. Um, I am not at all pleased with these last couple of episodes. Um, I try to make sense of it. Um, the big news, of course, is the fact that Sundance has acquired this property, and they're saying that they want to push ahead with this and make this the flagship of the company and da 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 da. Kurtzman's contracts is over at the end of the year. So they are scrambling to push out all this content, to get it out, to push it out there, to get it out there. We got to get this out there. We got to push this so, the fans maybe can rally. And not if you give me two more episodes like this. I don't like Ortega's to begin with. It was enemy mine. I'm sitting here going, I didn't even reference Picard, on the planet where the walls fell. Okay, but this was, I'm sorry. I wanted to tell you guys that, hey, I'm just over it. I'm over dumbing down Trek. I'm over you giving me a CW 91210 Star Trek and expecting me to enjoy it and give it praise. I'm not here to do that. I'm not. If you give me crap, I'm going to tell you that's crap. I'm sorry. I'm so disappointed. And what happened to Pike? Did his balls fall off somewhere? What was it? Man, I ain't never been so disappointed. I'm at a loss. I was talking to Bishop. Bishop expected the other captain to turn into like Alien. You know how like aliens get ingested and they take on the form of the host. He thought this is why we would get the full Gorn. And I'm like, no, I never thought that. I was kind of hoping for an alien episode, something bust out her chest or something, or you know what I mean? Look, I need you, number one, I need you to give me some context because I'm over here losing my mind. And I knew we were going to talk about it. And I didn't want to push it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to. Did you see this episode? Blah, 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 you know what I mean? Because I wanted to save it for the show. And I was going to bring some other people on to help do the show. No, because I had way too much to say, and I didn't want anybody like Simon trying to, don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. They've dumbed down Trek. I understand you're trying to get the next generation in here, Gen Z or whatever it is, or whatever, millennials. You're trying to get these guys in here. They never had any interest in this to begin with. You still have Star Trek because of your core fans, but when you shit on your core fans and then you give them a lackluster show at best, you rush these episodes. You rushed them. Instead of giving us eight episodes for season 5, you should have just combined all these and made these one big extra long season. Flesh this stuff out. You rushed it. And now I'm disappointed and I don't even care about season 5.
Well, actually, this is season 3. This is officially season 3. I actually looked it up earlier, and it is season 3 because they already finished season 4, and they started working on season 5. They're supposed to start like very, very, very soon. So this is season 3 because remember you had that whole year practically with, and it wasn't on the air at all. Now it's funny that you said Enemy Mine. I've seen the movie many times. I've watched it this year. You know, I usually watch it once a year. You know, one of those childhood memories, sci-fi. And I said the exact same thing to Mark. I'm like, is this Enemy Mine? You know, is somebody's about to have a baby? You know, So I said the same thing. Also, at one point of the movie, well, the episode, when it showed the light in the distance, I actually thought, okay, maybe that's her. Maybe the planet is doing some kind of time jump, because she looked out in the distance, saw light, and I was like, okay, maybe it's her in a different time, something like that one movie that came out years ago that didn't do well. But it was once I got over both of those, it was kind of predictable. Now I had to look her name up. I never remember her name. Maybe because she's a character that I don't really care for. You know, because usually when I'm talking about her, I'm like, the pilot girl.
Yeah.
Everybody
Because
knows.
that's what she keeps telling you. I'm so and so Ortegas. I fly the ship. I fly the ship. My whole problem is with all of this. You put these women in these roles. I don't like Chapel now.
Mm,
I damn sure don't like Ortegas. But the con girl,
yeah,
I couldn't stand her. But then they gave me episodes that now she's one of my favorite characters.
agreed.
Number one is one of my favorite characters. I love the way she snapped people up. Pike has fallen down to one of my least favorite characters, and I was watching the show for him.
Yeah, all of us was.
Scotty, you can get you bring Kirk and Spock. Oh my God. The Scotty Kirk thing,
Yeah,
and now Spock and Kirk are mind melding.
weird.
And thank you, and because
Yeah.
I'm like, what? What? I I'm just flabbergasted at the fact that these people don't understand. You got to have friends. Yeah, you have to. You're right. Hey, Taco Cat. Marky Mark is right. You got to have some friends in some high places because, again, Chapel is like present. Like, what? She, this
I
is a
don't think
nurse.
she's supposed to be in the show anymore because I said that to Mark at the end of it. The last episode. I'm like, okay, you bring her in this season, and she left, and she's coming back, and she brought this guy in, and I'm still gonna go and spend time with him, and we're gonna be gone for 3, 4 months, whatever how long it is. But she's in every episode. Have you left yet? I don't even know at this point.
Front and center. And
Yeah,
then the one thing that one, well, there's a couple episodes that just drug the Klingon dagger in my heart. She goes down to the surface of the prison thing, and she just takes over the whole dig.
yeah,
The medical nurse, where you have a scientist Vulcan there and her boyfriend, who's the archaeologist. who is writing this? And then
Yeah.
it comes up on the screen, and I'm going, okay, because obviously they have not seen an episode of Star Trek to save their lives. Obviously. And what they're writing, I'm telling you, one of these writers must feel like that she's Christine Chapel, because that's why Christine Chapel is in every episode. I feel like Christine. I think that's a wonderful character. Every effing episode, there she is, butting her nose into something, and I'm sitting there going, please sit her the fuck down. I'm just so disappointed.
They're trying to make her into the sex symbol of the show. Because, every Star Trek series had a couple of, candies. And
don't get me wrong, but they did. But that's not it. That's not eye candy. I mean, maybe from a mature male, you can see the gray in the whiskers. That is nowhere near. Number one, yes. Con girl, yes. Uhura, definitely. Chapel does not hit the radar. Oh my God, it just boggles the mind. And I swear to you, I am hoping that this buyout that's already happened, that they stop Kurtzman in his tracks, they shelve this. They shelve it. Or go ahead and let them go in production and then write it off as a tax write-off. Because that's what they do. They did it to Batgirl. Yep. They do it all the time, especially when a new regime comes in. And I know there's people out there saying, yo, Calibus, that doesn't work that way. Yes, it does. That's how Hollywood does stuff. They write it off, and as long as it never sees light of day, that's a tax write-off for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I would get rid of it. And again, Starfleet Academy is not going to save them. I have zero interest in watching this stuff.
I agree.
It's just sad. Everything that we held on to up until this point, I was so excited to see. I'm not even excited to see Mando and Grogu. I'm not excited to see that anymore.
I agree.
I'm just not. I'm a Star Wars fan. Look at the Mandalorian. I run a Mandalorian group. I'm not excited to see it. I'm just not. The only thing I'm excited to see is The Batman Part 2. Brave and the Bold Batman, not excited to see it. Just not. Now, here's the exciting news. Again, a lot of buying is taking place. Netflix is talking about buying Warner Brothers. And Sundance wants to buy Warner Brothers, but they just bought this Paramount property.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to be able to buy Warner Brothers, but I hope Netflix does. Because the slop that we're getting now is just crazy.
Disappointing, when you're, a lifelong fan, this is going to premiere. Let me put it on my calendar on my phone, because I do that a lot. I don't want to miss this. I want to make sure I watch it. And then, over time, it's no more, hey, we're watching it tonight because it's on TV tonight. It's, well, I can wait a couple of days. I mean, the last 2 episodes we watched last night, where before, it premiered, it's coming on whatever day. I mean, what is Tuesday, Thursday? It's Tuesday, we're going to watch Star Trek. It's Thursday, we're going to watch this. It's no longer like that. I mean, I'm going to see it because, as I said before, I'm a big fan. But I no longer needed to see the show the night it premieres. It's, okay, I'm going to watch this and this and this and this. Oh, honey, we've watched everything on the DVR. What do you want to see? Oh, okay, let's go ahead and watch Star Trek. And it's kind of sad as a fan that is this show and even other shows like that has gotten to that point where I'm not running to see it anymore. It's 9 o'clock. Let's watch it. It's, well, this is on. Let me go ahead and watch this, and I can watch this later. And I know once I start getting to that predicament in my head, it's saying something because the rush is not there. I'm not excited to see it. I want to see it. I'm going to see it, but it's not really a high priority anymore. I mean, at one point I would go to work and, hey, did you see this? Yeah, I saw that last night and blah, 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 blah. It's not like that anymore. I don't
No,
even, and it's sad because I miss that aspect of Trek and other shows that I watch. The thrill of it is gone.
you know what I get a thrill of now? When we get to do this. That's my thrill. It'll be you, me, or you, me, and Marky Mark, or Big L, or we get on and we do these type of shows. And I don't enjoy saying how bad something that I love is. And you if you really love it, you'd be a fan. No, I'm not gonna love something that's crap. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I didn't like The Acolyte. That was crap. I still don't like Andor. I watched it for Mon Mothma, but once she left Coruscant,
and they talk about these shows sometimes where it's like, were we watching the same shows? Y'all
exactly.
renew it again? How can y'all renew something like this? Woo. I don't get it. I don't get it, but what do we know?
No,
what do we know? We've only been
we've only been watching it since the 70s.
Episodes, every series,
comic books, pins, uniforms,
my car. I don't even when I talk. People at work know when I'm talking about the Enterprise. Yeah, what's wrong? Hey, you got the Millennium Falcon today. Yeah, because the Enterprise is sky. They know that. That's how I talk. But I don't know. I'm gonna watch them. The new show. I'm going to watch. I'll probably watch that the first day just to see how it is. But I don't think I'm going to enjoy it. I did not like Lower Decks at all.
No.
I saw the first episode. Mark is laughing, and I'm like, no, Star Trek is not a joke. It's serious. It's a serious show for me. I mean, I don't have a problem. You joke here and there. I don't have a problem with that. And sometimes you need that. But for Lower Decks, for me, laugh, laugh, laugh. I will never, other than an episode here and there, I would never sit down and watch the series again.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't know. I was expecting so much. And then again, like I said, it's like, I don't know. They took all the testosterone away from Pike and, I'm like, you're a star captain. You are in command of the flagship. You cannot be this. I mean, they're in the thing and she's punching and bro, come on. I mean, it would have made sense if that was the con chick who had all that,
extraness.
You know what I'm saying? All that extra whatever. But best cook in the galaxy. Oh my God. Yeah. And as far as I know, on the Victory, the captain will not be serving anybody in his quarters. Okay. You may come, have a drink. I got the Jack right here, but I will not be serving any of my crew dinner, nor will I be playing poker with you at the end of the day. Okay, it doesn't work that way with this captain. But it just kills me. When Picard did it, though, you felt that they were truly family. They were more than shipmates. You know what I mean?
But that was the last episode.
What did he say at the last episode? I should have did this a long time ago.
Right? He should have. What he should have, but then again, had he? You know?
No, I'm not doing it. Again, as a captain, I will have a few of you in my quarters for a drink, but I'm not cooking you. You know, because to me that gives that too familiarity where you feel, well, I'm over at his quarters eating all the time, and I'm going to start standing up and speaking my mind. Not on my ship, mister. I mean,
well, that's why the pilot felt okay to blur out when she did.
Yeah.
You know, because
you got to keep that distance.
Wasn't there.
You got to keep that distance, man. You got to keep that distance, because I'm telling you now, come at me like that, take this man to the brig for insubordination. Insubordination. I want him in the brig.
At the beginning of the episode, which, you know, whatever the name of the episode is, you know, when they're like, okay, are you ready to get back into things, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, if she's been out for a while because of what happened in previous episodes, should she have been on that shuttle by herself? This is the first time that you really getting back into things, you know, after you being hurt and everything, and by yourself. I said that to Mark. I said she shouldn't have been there even before she crash landed onto the planet. I said, Mark, somebody else should have went along with her. There's no reason for all those people on that ship she'd been sitting by herself.
Yeah, because it's a Ortega's episode, and at least one of the least favorite characters. Just I don't know. I just felt like the ball was just dropped, and I'm sitting there going, now that I'm irritated, I'm picking it apart because I'm irritated. You know what I mean? I can sit there, zone that out. Don't just go with it. You're okay. Zone it out. Okay. Let it go. It's fine. And then I will talk to Bishop in the morning, and he'll say, how is this possible? Because they're supposed to be 10 years before Kirk gets the ship, and this. I go, don't do that. This is in its own universe. This is like a reboot of Trek. So none of that stuff in our timeline counts. I have to mentally put this somewhere else to make it make sense. And again, I harp back to the Acolyte. You don't change the narrative that's been in canon for all these years to fit your new show. You don't do that. That means that the writer was poor, the researcher was poor, and any staff members that you had on staff that didn't go, you do realize that you can't do that because it's been set in stone here. Yeah. And it just unravels everything that we have. And I swear to God, it's like they don't. And then, of course, you get these young people that, especially the 20-somethings, that want to come in and start telling you about Star Trek. Well, it just makes sense that no, it doesn't make sense because you haven't had 30 to 40 years of canon behind it. Star Trek turns 60 next year. 60. I've been watching it since I was 6 or 7. I'm 55. So don't tell me what I should like about something that I've been watching more than you've been alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean? I don't subscribe to your modern day world where these rules apply and I have to do all these things. No, sir. So don't try to push that over here. And it's sad that they didn't take the time. I love Star Trek 2009. I love that one. And I said, you can take this now and go anywhere you want. Don't follow the old Star Trek formula. Please don't come in and do the Wrath of Khan. We're not doing the Wrath of Khan. Oh, great. We're doing the Wrath of Khan. What sense does this make? I've been pitching the Star Trek Academy idea for years. You can take this group of kids, you can follow them up to their grades, and when they graduate, they can come back and talk to the next generation of, cast members, bring a few of them on the ship every now and then or whatever else, but they're on their shakedown cruise. Okay, so now that gives you 5 years, with the 5th year with students coming, the new cast or the new crew that's getting ready to take over or get a new ship, they come on to the past guys that just graduated, and you integrate those people. It's not that hard, but yet we get stuff like this. I'm so-and-so Ortega, Erica Ortega, I fly the ship, and then I get a breakdown over Gorns.
And she says that, I swear, every time she opens her mouth, she says it. So it's like, oh,
every time.
Again. Yeah. Every time she says something in the episode, I swear I hear that. I literally hear that.
And they were talking about showrunners give an update on the Captain Kirk spinoff. Let's see if I can bring this up right here. Strange New Worlds, no secret. Showrunners want to continue the story above the Enterprise, a 5-year run. Goldsmith and Henry Myers focus on Captain Kirk's first year of the Enterprise. And already I see a problem with that, because now they're going to make, this is not the seasoned Captain Kirk that you guys know. But when we see him, he's already the seasoned Captain Kirk that we know.
Yeah.
So,
but how would they do that? I mean, you already have established crew right now on the Enterprise.
Look, Rhonda, don't even finish it. Don't finish it. Look, honestly, I think we have no idea. In fairness, he admitted a likelihood that will happen. Well, there you go.
Yeah. And it doesn't make sense. It's like when you watch a show and it's like, huh? Sometimes you can't even make a comment. You turn your head to one side and that facial expression come up there and you're like, huh? What? And this is what I feel about Star Trek. They're targeting the wrong audience, number one.
Yes.
I mean, I get for bringing in the younger people, but at the same time, we're going to the conventions. I'm buying the uniforms, the shirts, and
the pins.
Yeah, let me watch it, and then a show that I love, I'm gonna bring in the granddaughter, the son. Hey, look, let's watch this together. Instead of they're just kicking us to the curb and just bringing in, doing shows for this new generation, I watch Star Trek, and like you said earlier, 6, 7, 8 with my dad. And it will be the same thing with me now. I'm watching it with my goddaughter. Bring that in to bring her into it. Instead of just doing a show that she sees, let's watch the show together. Let's bring in this new generation gap, females, minorities together that way, instead of just concentrating a show on them. And I just feel like that's a problem.
No, yeah, I think the fact that they struggled so hard to try to push that narrative that, hey, we're going to get the next generation of cast people in here. I mean, viewers in here. And again, the people they want, all they do is this. I'm on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. This is all they do. They don't care. They don't watch TV. They everything that they do, and to bring it on like once a week or whatever else, when people binge watch stuff, you know, I mean, for us, we're used to that format. We're the old crowd. We're used to that. New people aren't used to that. If they can't binge it all in this one day, they're not really watching it. They don't really care. Now, again, if you enjoy the show, more power to you. Thank you for liking it enough and sticking with it, even though you've heard bad things from certain people, and you want to keep watching. Keep watching. I keep watching in hopes to find something new myself that's going to keep me here. Right now, it is the Khan and number one. Those two are and the Doctor, because in Minga is a Klingon killer. That I like that. I mean, I like the Doctor that can take on a Klingon. These are the three reasons I watch it. Now, I originally started watching for Pike because he was on Discovery, and when they brought him in, I'm like, oh my God, this is it.
He was cool.
And then what did they say? We're taking him off. I'm like, that's the best part of this whole show.
Yeah.
It's like they couldn't find their own standing until they got the ship into the future without all this back canon, which is what they should have did from day one.
They should have.
And then we would have followed. I would have followed you, because now you're on your own. You're your own unique starship in doing this stuff, rebuilding the Federation, which is one of the most important things you can do. And I could have followed you. But instead, you decided to come back to where I pretty much stay at, ransack my home, take only bits and pieces what you wanted out of it, and went, this is the brand new home. Well, this is not what I asked you for.
Yeah.
You know? And now season 3 has ended. Season 4 has puppets from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's like these kids, it's like my kids took my DVD collection, and my kids actually did. They took my Buffy and Angel DVD collection and were waking up before they went to school to watch Buffy and Angel. And now they become writers, and now they're writing for, ooh, Dad, we're writing for Star Trek. You're writing for Star Trek? And all of a sudden now I'm seeing themes from Buffy and all these other shows. And I'm like, what are you doing? Don't do that. Did you not? No, you didn't. You didn't watch Star Trek. So you have no reference. They treat Spock like a simp. He's banging everybody and falling in love. Whatever happened to the 7 years itch that he's supposed to have? Like Salmon. He's only supposed to want to spawn every 7 years or whatever, but Spock is just laying him. I mean,
yeah. Even though I do like their relationship, though.
Don't get me wrong. That one is good.
I like the relationship, seeing them, sitting down, looking at each other. I don't have a problem with that. But obviously he doesn't end with her, so it's, and that's what I was saying earlier, if they do this show with, Kirk, where are these people? Did all just left? I mean, would you do that? And when in the military,
something tragic has to happen. These people, they must die. I want a season finale where these people die. They did it to Trip.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm still upset over that. But anyway.
And that's the point. That's the point. Yeah. That gets you talking about something. That makes it good. If we had Zoe here, we could tell her, I don't know how many times I'm watching Japanese animation. That's my character right there. They just killed my favorite character. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so upset. Why did he have to die? Unless it's Dragon Ball Z and everybody gets to come back. But they need to do that. They need to have some type of big thing where these characters die. Maybe number one gets disillusioned and she leaves Starfleet or whatever else. But because she was only in the pilot, and then you never hear from her again.
Yeah.
So if maybe she is still alive, I don't know. But anyway, kill off some of these characters, move forward. According to Marky Mark, Marky Mark says that the whatchamacallit, that Paramount does have the green light to get it. And some of the messages and stuff I fed that it wasn't a done deal yet. They put in their bid, but so did Netflix. So we'll see what happens. Again, I don't think they're going to be able to get it. They just acquired Sundance just acquired Paramount.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now to try to, another, I don't know. That seems a little, you just got one. Now you're going to try to jump and get another one. Netflix has got deep pockets, though. Disney is still the powerhouse because it's got Fox and Touchstone and all them. I would love Netflix to get it.
It's funny. Growing up, you got these big name stars now. I mean, just going off subject for a minute, since you mentioned Netflix. You got these big name stars. When I grew up, they couldn't do a cable show.
Oh, no.
And now, in Netflix and, HBO Max. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this person was in this movie. So things have definitely changed from when we were growing up to now. And I don't understand why they can't see that, I know Discovery in the future, they could have did so much more. I am tired of them going back in time and remaking a movie. How many times do you need to remake these movies, these scenes? It was good back in the 80s, but here we are, 2025, and we're still redoing shows that y'all made 34 years ago. There's no new ideas. And I think, and it's not just in Star Trek, it's in Star Wars.
It's everything.
And that's where it's frustrating. It's everywhere. They're losing viewers and losing fans from all these fandoms, and they keep on making the same mistake behind each other. Have y'all not learned that from this show, this movie, this series, it didn't work? Why is another show is doing the same thing? It didn't work for them. Why do you think it's going to work here? Doesn't make sense.
Well, what they've got to do is they've got to stop. They've got to stop trying to put their ideal politics into stuff and stop trying to take boy brands and make them neutral brands and pushing women in the forefront of what you're doing. Don't gender bend these people. And everything now has become so politically taboo. If a man shows any type of aggression, he's automatically this sex-craved, warmongering person, and he has no sense. They feminize men of color now to be the nerdy comic relief when he used to be the big badass that would come in there and nobody wanted to mess with him. You got to stop this. You got to stop it. You can't take Captain Kirk and now you want to make him this guy who's super sensitive and he wants to talk. Captain Kirk was the guy. He's the fighter. He's the guy on the planet's surface with his fists, taking the green chick in the back, doing his business and beaming up. This is Captain Kirk, well, we can't do that. Why can't you? Because the people that are protesting what you're doing are a minority. That's the only thing that I don't understand. You make these films and you gender bend these people, or you make them less appealing to the straight heterosexual male, and then you expect us to go out to the movie, but when the movie bombs, You blame the straight heterosexual male. But you didn't market the movie for me. So why would I watch it? It's not what I want to see, so I'm not going to watch it. But now you want to blame me for not watching it.
It's happening too often. I mean, as being a black female, I know I will watch shows and I will admit it, how many minorities is in the episode? You know, how many women is up there? Now I'm not watching the show for that, but growing up, not seeing a lot of these shows like that for people like me, you know, I do that. I remember when Miss USA and Miss America used to come on, me and my girlfriend, when they showed all the women, and we used to sit there, 1, 2, 3, 4. It was there, but now it's thrown in our face. And that's where the problem is. Y'all, you can have a strong woman, you know, you can have a strong black character, but when you throw it and when it's obvious, then it becomes not cool.
No, it doesn't. I loved Janeway. I know a lot of people say, "Well, I didn't like her voice." I loved Janeway. I thought that she was a badass captain. They brought 7 of 9 on, and immediately I went, "Really?" I mean, because it was crock shots and chest shots, and I'm like, and then when she comes back for the returning season, now it's just up in here.
Yeah.
And they tell you that they brought her on to boost up the male, you know, and I'm like, even back then, I'm like, I'm upset because this is Star Trek. We didn't need that in Star Trek.
Well, you didn't have it in the original series. It was 3 men.
Yeah. I just don't follow that trend. And then you give us what you give us, and then, you know, if you don't support it, you're the bad guy. And like I tell everybody now, I'm the villain of the story. You can make me out to be the villain of the story all day long, because if it's crap, it's crap. The numbers show it. It does not take a rocket scientist to go into the internet and look at the numbers. Stop being spoon-fed. This isn't a Marvel film. Stop being spoon-fed and look at the data. It'll tell you what is what. Numbers don't lie. I don't want to hear about what they're trying to set up for the next big whatever, because you may not even get to that step if these numbers don't improve.
Yeah.
And just because they tell you they're getting ready to make the next new thing for Marvel, the next new thing for Star Trek, or the next new thing for Star Wars, don't believe it. You know how many times they've told us this? We're getting a Rey movie. We're not getting a Rey movie. We're getting a Rey movie. We're not getting a Rey movie. Nobody wants to see a Rey movie anyway. Get it out of here. Right? And then we're getting a Rey movie. You know, and they keep this thing going. Oh, we're getting Star Trek 4 with Chris Pine and all them. No one's approached me yet. Wait, they just said it. No, I don't believe nothing now until I see the trailer. I want the trailer. Or I want to see that one clip of they started filming so-and-so. Cool. Click. I don't want to see any trailers. I want to go in with an open mind, and I want to experience it.
Yep.
I saw Superman. He gets punched. Well, I don't know if he got punched. He could have got bunted for all I knew. He hits the snow and started spitting out blood. I wanted to know what hit Superman. Yeah. That's all I wanted to see. Saw the movie. My man is picking up and saving squirrels. I'm done. You're good. You can take this trash and go somewhere else. Is the movie trash? The movie's trash to me. Would I take my grandson to see it? Oh, yes, definitely. I would love for my grandson to see that movie and enjoy a movie with his grandfather.
Yeah.
As a serious person who goes to the movies, hell no.
Yeah.
I'm not buying the DVD. You keep that movie. Well, he's a Superman fan. I mean, I'm a Batman fan. I've got Batman 1966. Do I watch it? No.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, it was childhood, but we Mark, me, Bishop, even you. well, I don't know. You, if it's not enough death and destruction, I don't think you'll buy it. I would not buy Strange New Worlds on DVD. I would not buy it. I would not buy it.
I I can't answer that.
See
Which
that
which
because
which
you
you
got to
said
see, but you got to see what the last
yeah,
episode, like the last seasons, right?
yeah,
Now, if the
yeah.
last season pulls something out of its hat, me and you'll be like, well, I gotta get it now because that was such a good
Mhm.
ending to the whatchamacallit. Picard, season 1, season 2, hell no. Season 3, I'll buy season 3 because
Yeah,
season 3 doesn't even connect to the other two. Well, one a little bit, but not as much as season. I can
yeah.
buy that and watch that and clap all day long for it. Um, what is this? Marky Mark, I know, Mark, and I'm sorry that you had to do that. But I mean, it's who we are. And this is what I mean. You need to make these movies for the fans like Mark, who will still buy your movie because he is a Superman fan. And I got to admit, I'm a Batman fan, so I will have to buy that. I want the Penguin, though. I really want the Penguin. Um, these are the things. We've recently rejoined the Federation. As you guys can see, we are the USS Victory NX91760. Without risk, there can be no victory. Uh, Starting next year, our show will be more prominent. Vonda and I will still be here pushing for Star Trek. Do not get me wrong. I am not saying that Star Trek is an utter disaster because I may hate what's going on, but there are still some aspects I love to see. I
Oh yeah.
still love seeing the Enterprise fly through space. Yes, I am not happy with some of the things that go on there, but I am still going to watch because I am a fan, which gives me the right to bitch and complain
Yeah.
because I'm a fan. Um, let's just hope these things get better. The puppet episode, I am not looking forward to. I didn't like the singing episode. The Klingon boy band was enough for me to just.
That was weird. They're Cleon, so that was I saw it once. It was just weird, but it's funny because there's some episodes, you know, it it was okay. I mean, I know you said um the episode Ortega's episode. There's aspects of it that I thought it wasn't a bad episode. I do like
Right.
the idea when they got back to the planet to save them, and Home Chick just shot the Gorin, and I was just like, ooh. I mean, I and Mark and I talked about it for a moment. They come down and you see the pilots and and the Gorin there and you shoot, but then also at the same time I was like, okay, they came out together, obviously, there was something there, and you shot the Gorin, and for a few moments I felt a sad, that I mean I understand why she did it, but it kind of made you think a little bit. Should she
Yeah.
waited? And that's kind of old school Star Trek a little bit. They kind of
Mhm.
makes you think a little bit instead of she rushing in, bam, shot, and she's like, no, 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 and it's too late. You know that part of the episode, which was the end,
Right.
that I thought it was interesting. Their relationship, I thought it was interesting, but I don't see myself, at least right now, rewatching it. Where, Zoe and I kind of started rewatching Voyager a while ago. I did DS9. We're doing Next Gen, once we get back. It will take me a while before I'll be like, you know what, let's watch Strange New World. Because what I will do sometimes is a series that hasn't been on for a while. I might watch the last couple of episodes, or if it's a short series, watch the whole series again before the new season starts.
Oh yeah.
I kind of wish I did that a little bit with Strange New Worlds, just because it's been a while since we've seen it. But that would have been the only reason why, not because I thought every episode was good. Just it was I don't remember it. I hate to say it.
Well, no, I mean, but going back and rewatching certain things. I mean, every now and then I'll go back and rewatch Star Trek One,
Well, I
and
do
then
every
I'll
time.
remember. Look, then I remember why I haven't watched it in a while, and you know,
See,
and I'm like, okay,
I would just watch it because it was Star Trek. I mean, I'll watch all of them. I'll even rewatch five. It was on TV right now, and I'm flipping through the station, and I'll see five is on. I'll be like, okay, or background noise as I'm trying to get fall asleep.
yeah,
I'll do that. I mean, when we was at Tidewater Con over the weekend, for some reason, Eve showed all Harry Potter movies. It was on every time I went to the room. We left the TV on. Every time I went in the room, Harry Potter was on. And I'm an okay fan of Harry Potter, but I sat there. I never changed the station. I'll go in the room, run to the bathroom, sit there for about 5, 10 minutes, watch another scene, come back to the room, go to the bathroom again, sit down, watch another scene. Sometimes it'll be the same scene that I saw from the day before.
but
you
see,
know,
that's the best thing about that. You know what I mean? I can do. I'm like you. I can do that. I can leave that on and just let it play.
mm-hmm.
You know, it's just one of those things. It's a comfort for us. You know, um, and like when I want to shut my brain off, I watch Rick and Morty, and everything just goes dead for me. I mean, I don't think about work, bills, kids, problems. I don't think about nothing because I'm just sitting there kind of brain dead for the 22 minutes that this show is on. And I don't have to do that, but when I'm listening to my Star Trek soundtracks or whatever else, I love it. It's like you said, it's just one of those things you can sit there and just watch it and be at peace with it. And I think that's why we're passionate about it. It's something
Yeah,
that we grew up with and we're passionate about. And then when we see it being abused,
yeah,
we get
it's,
upset, you know. But again, guys, we want you to continue watching, continue doing what you love to do. If you like Lower Decks, don't let our opinion of what we feel Star Trek should be your opinion. So go out there and enjoy your Star Trek. Keep the franchise alive. These next few years will be interesting because no matter who gets it, something will change.
yeah,
That I can guarantee you. Nothing will stay the same when new studio execs come in. They always change something. So just be prepared. But we'll be back in what? Well, this week, that next week. Oh, we'll be back in October. No, we
like
won't.
30th. Because today's,
30th.
yeah,
We'll be back on the 30th. We might have some special guests with us. We may not, but we will be talking about Trek. If not, I think we'll be going back to TNG.
yeah. I have to look to see where we left off. I'm sure it's saved to I think it was towards last one or two episodes for the season.
Yeah. See, we're still on season 1, right?
Yeah, we're still on season one. Yeah, and I would 100% agree with you. I mean, please watch track. Because I've said a million times, you know, if it goes off the air, then we have no track. And even though sometimes we complain about what we see, there's still hope that they'll listen to us.
Yeah.
I think we did a little bit with this season, at least when it comes to, number one, and her ability to discipline, you know, Pike still kind of, for me, failed, you know, but if we don't watch it, it's going to go off the air, and then we're not going to have any track. So definitely watch the shows, give your opinion on it. Hope they listen so they can improve. Because if we don't watch it, if our generation don't watch it, I don't think any generation really truly is going to watch it. So it kind of needs to start with us, So I can bring in, younger generations, grandkids to sit down with me and say, hey, this was my favorite show. Watch an episode with me, and we can go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, I have at least 2 to 3 years before I can grab one of my grandchildren and make them sit down and watch it with me. Because the oldest is never going to do that, but I do have that dream. So
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're out. We'll see you on September 30th. We'll be back to TNG. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us, and we will see you next time.